So, friends, welcome to a very interesting session on behalf of Higher Education Forum. We extend a very hearty welcome to all of you for this evening. This program is also supported by SIS School of Learning and Leadership Development. And this particular program is on a very interesting and innovative topic and relevant to all of us. Everybody has been talking about ChatGPT. Some people have started using ChatGPT within the Indian context. Even the students I'm giving to understand they're writing their assignment based on ChatGPT. So it's an interesting artificial intelligence based tool. So we thought that let's try to make a sense out of it and try to find out what it means, what are the benefits out of it, what are the negative things out of it, and so on and so forth. So to talk on this particular topic of ChatGPT and its impact on education, we have with us two exciting speakers. One is a very well known to us, Chintan Oja. Chintan Oja is a founder of the Anamtam ecosystem. He's a serial entrepreneur. He has been a mentor to a large number of entrepreneurs at various forums, including IIT Bombay. So Chintan is a very known person in the area of the emerging technologies. So Chintan is with us. And along with the Chintan, we have with us Suresh Nadar, who is a group chief information officer of the Batra group of companies. And before that, he spent about 2.5 decades in the various leading companies like Jet Airways and IBM. He's an expert in the technology as well as in the area of the project management. So we have two experts with us, Chintan and also Suresh, take through the particular journey of the chat GPT and the education. Chintan, the floor is open to you, the way you would like to take it forward.
Thank you so much, sir. If participants can show a thumbs up, if you are able to see my screen, can you please show a thumbs up so that we can visually register? Yes, people from multiple cities are able to view. All right, so let's get going. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sen Gupta, sir. It is our pleasure to be here and share our thoughts on ChatGPT and its impact on education. I'm here along with my friend Suresh, and are going to deliver the talk today. Recently, almost a month ago, we delivered this similar talk for business leaders invited by CII. Around 300 plus attendees attended, and it was well appreciated. So here we are. We got the same introduction layer along with certain added information customized for this specific session. So let us get going. It's my pleasure to introduce Suresh Nadar to all of you. He has worked with his marketing companies and has been involved in various technology implementation at Dr. Batras. In his prior assignments with Jet Airways and IBM, he has deployed large-scale technology transformation. So, apart from this, Suresh is also adjunct faculty at multiple education institutes. And there is yours truly. I have been adequately introduced, so I would not introduce myself once again, but I would like to utilize this 10 seconds to encourage you to spread awareness about blood donation. Thanks for your time and attention. Let us begin today's topic, ChatGPT and its impact on education. So this is going to be the agenda for the day. We would start with introduction. We'll understand the technology behind ChatGPT, what powers ChatGPT, why it is important, what is large language model, what is the capability of this technology, what are the benefits, various use cases. We'll also have a look at ChatGPT and Google Bard. Then afterwards, we'll go through the impact on education and followed by Q&A. ChatGPT, as in when we say, it is a conversational AI model. And there are many such models. So unlike we call in India, Xerox means photocopy, photocopy means Xerox. So when we started referring to various conversational AI models, ChatGPT being one of the forerunners and one of the most popular player on the horizon. We are frequently using ChatGPT interchangeably to refer to conversational AI. Let us move to next, and with this, I would like to hand it over to my friend Suresh. Suresh, please take over.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chintan Bhai and Dr. Sir, and thanks all participants. As Chintan Bhai said that, the same session we have delivered it 2 weeks before to 300 participant, and it is, afterwards, whatever the things has to be, corrected, we did it, and now I almost 100 participant has joined. Thanks for joining. So everybody, see, we will, since it is a technical topic, we will learn lot of keywords while we are, going through that. It is little technical topic. So, but I will explain in a layman language with correlation, whereby everybody will understand that the technology piece. So ChatGPT, that, it is an artificial intelligence tool. First of all, it is a, when you are talking about technology, artificial intelligence coming as top, and machine learning, natural language processing, a lot of components will fall under that. ChatGPT is falling under the artificial intelligence umbrella. So it is first of all, it is a chatbot. What do you mean by chatbot? When you are talking about chatbot, can you mute? Yeah. So chatbot means you will give some input, the system will automatically give output. The ChatGPT is a chatbot and developed by OpenAI, and it is November 2022 it came as a beta version. So it is version 3, that is called large language model 3. Large language model, why we are talking about large language model is because it is, you give a few words, it will generate a huge text or paragraph or line like that, it will generate a lot. So that's the reason it is called large language model. So it is, again, it is called a transformer learning. So that, before, when you started that, you realize that, natural language processing, that computer, when you type something in your feature mobile earlier, now it is, in your, I can give a simple example of Google. When you are going and typing something, first, what was that? Earlier, it was, spelling checking happened. It is a language model. So next, what is happening is, it started giving the next word. So, it is predicting the next word. Likewise, this ChatGPT is the advanced version of this combination of both and much more. So it is, I will, next slide we will come to know why we are talking about a transfer learning. So that consequent slide, we will come to know that. And it is a supervised learning and reinforcement learning. So in the next slide, I will explain that what do you mean by supervised learning, why it is needed, likewise. So first of all, ChatGPT is an auto-regressive language model, large language model, auto-regressive language model. So this is the second keyword we are learning. So then it is a deep learning. See, it's all the, artificial intelligence. When you are talking about, we will talk about deep learning, machine learning. So, then it's a natural language processing. Why we are talking about it is a natural language processing? It constructs the human-like text. When you are inputting something, it is converse with us and the same language what we expect in that way. So auto-regressive model, just a few minutes before I talk about it, what is it exactly is, first of all, it will generate the next value based on the current value. How? When you put a word how, it will tell you that what are the words are. It can be you. So likewise, it will be auto-regressive. Auto-regressive means it will predict the next value based on the previous immediate value. See, then second, again, it is a auto-complete, auto-regressive and auto-complete. So it will complete the sentence. So what could come next? It will complete it. So that's the way this ChatGPT, the base concept is, auto-regressive language model. It will predict the next word based on the previous, and it will complete the text. So then by next. Chintan bhai, next.
Okay, so this evening, this is a surprise slide. So this evening, I thought of asking ChatGPT, how would you introduce yourself? And ChatGPT introduced itself. And this is what ChatGPT wrote while introducing itself, right? So it's an AI language model trained to understand and respond to human language. I am designated to assist and communicate with people leveraging the power of natural language processing and machine learning to provide helpful responses and insights on a wide range of topics. So this is how ChatGPT introduced itself this evening.
Yeah. So when you are talking about that, deep learning, we talk about that, what do you mean by deep learning, natural language processing. Here, I'm going to give a brief insight on that. So what do you mean by supervised learning, unsupervised learning? We are going to talk about that. Supervised learning. See, the ChatGPT is totally unsupervised learning. It is not bringing any content from outside. Whatever the content is available in the net, content created by us, everything, whatever may be genuine, all are the system. The ChatGPT learned it and it understand and it store it in that way it want to respond back to us. Okay, so for this relevant topic, it is sometimes it is a combination of supervised learning, unsupervised. Unsupervised learning is nothing but, it will not, no predefined data is required. You have to suppose, for example, how to differentiate supervised learning, unsupervised learning. You will say the label data. For example, you show that apple and you will say as this is apple. When you show to the next time, it will understand that it is apple. It will say that like apple. That is called supervised learning. Supervised learning is like a child, we are training them with that, all content over a period of time, it will respond like that. So ChatGPT is a, 80% it is supervised learning and it is unsupervised learning also. So I will explain that when the consequential, how it is unsupervised learning. So in a supervised learning, what is that, certain child will understand quickly, certain child will not understand. So you have to train it in a different way. So there are different models. See, for example, when you go to the school, certain teachers will teach you in a nice way, you will understand. Likewise, the CNN, RNN, there are different model whereby, by using this model, it respond, this different model for different purpose. Okay, now, since it is not a total technology, I'm taking it to the different model will be available to train this data. So likewise, it will go like model means it is certain to solve certain problem, certain program how we will make, that is called model. Suppose for you want to predict the next step, the RNN model will be worked. So if it is a convolution CNN, so it is for specific vision model. Likewise, this ChatGPT is using internally, the base of the concept is used inside. So long-term, short-term memory, gated recurrent unit, in the subsequent slide, how it is used for ChatGPT, you will understand that. Next. So again, one more, the ChatGPT, the full is generative pre-trained transformer. So what exactly the generative? It is generating the text. Even though you give a one single word, it will generate a lot of things. Just I explained pre-trained. Because of the supervised learning, the content is pre-trained already inside the ChatGPT to give the transform the data to us. Transformer is nothing but it is giving back to us what we will understand. Generative means it is generating huge, but pre-trained means already data is pre-trained inside, and it's like, so you can see that slide that how it is generating text generated transformer. You are giving a input, okay, how are you? So that how, then the previous output should be used as the input, and that continuously the previous text should be used to generate output, then output is generated. The text generated transformer is nothing but the core of the generating the text. In the next. Okay, this slide, it is a purely fully technical things. So I will explain 5 minutes on this. So again, you will find that repeated word. It is a pre-trained transformer, cutting edge artificial intelligence technology. It's allow chatbots. Already we discussed that chatbot is based for that. it will generate a human-like language with remarkable accuracy and fluency. The largest, it is the largest language model. Why we are, this is the first largest language model, because till date, you are able to generate 1 or 2 lines using that earlier models. This large language model with ChatGPT was able to generate a huge text. So it can take 175 billion parameters and capability to process a billion words in a matter of seconds. Here I want to explain that, what do you mean by 175 billion? 175 billion means it can take a input of, parameter is nothing but input. It can take a 150 billion text at a time, and it can generate huge billion data outside. So even you give a small 5-letter word also, it will generate this. How are you? Whatever maybe something, you give a small text, it can generate. What is Newton law? If you say that it is a 5-letter word only, what is Newton law? The 5 word is nothing but the parameters. Okay, it will generate all Newton laws, and that is it will generate a billions of what from that input, 2-letter input. So we discussed on that OpenAI has pre-trained deep neural network with vast text data set. It is using the machine language, use supervised learning. Whatever the content is available in the world, all are trained, and it is fine-tuned for specific tasks, such as answering the question, generating text, improved performance, everything. This ChatGPT 3, it's multiple transformer block. When you are talking about technology, when you are giving some input, it should be able to generate. It is internally, that is a multiple transformer blocks is processing that input, whatever the text you give, and generate a text on top of that. So one more terminology we are going to talk about is self-attention. See, till the date, when you are predicting the next text, there is no concept called self-attention mechanism. What do you mean by self-attention? So attention. So there are some text we are giving an input, but the system will generate the next input. The ChatGPT is considering that attention mechanism on new terminology they are introduced in. This is in the ChatGPT only. So attention mechanism, I want to buy a bicycle. I want, it will ignore. Buy is the attention. This ChatGPT understood that there something buy word is a bicycle. So then the attention is on buy and bicycle. Based on that, it will give that input. So this terminology, the attention, all you need is not there earlier. ChatGPT only first introduced that. Okay. So again, it is a NLP, that you can go to that last line. However, the ChatGPT lacks in internet connectivity and operate using the data as received during the training. So this is very important. It cannot generate anything on its own. It is whatever it is already trained by, and that only it can give. So it cannot give any external information. Chintan, next. So this is again, it is generated by OpenAI. So the transformer architecture is used. I summarized whatever we discussed till time. So you glance 2 minutes, 2 minutes. I will keep it this slide, whereby you will understand that whatever we discussed, everything is now put it into the single slide. It's mainly used for virtual assistants. Chintan, next. So it is a next level. They are giving that it is a high level advanced artificial intelligence system produce a text in a long resemble like human being. So now the current version is ChatGPT 4, but till time we are working on ChatGPT 3.5. It's almost it was able to respond all the question till date we asked, but sometimes it will respond negative. I mean it will not give inappropriate information. So in that it is unsupervised learning, reinforcement learning. If suppose if it is giving some content to us, may be relevant, may not be relevant. So when you use that thumbs up, it is retraining that yes, whatever the input I gave was right. It will train it and put it into the backend. If you say that thumbs down, it will say that, oh, whatever the information is I gave was wrong, then it will retrain. That's what, reinforcement will happen when it is that training is happening. Then by next. Okay, it's a summary of that. It can take 175 million parameters and able to process billions of words in a matter of second, and with a small input also it can take it. So it's like generating the human-like language with a remarkable accuracy and fluency. Next, so it is a deep learning model, because the standard model will not work. In the deep learning means when the neural network, there is a input and output and middle hidden layer. So here when it is talking about deep learning, so it will have a more hidden layers to learn these things. Attention is the concept. The ChatGPT was do better than other models. So attention, I told you that example of I want to buy and say bicycle is the keyword, that attention will go on to that. Transformer model is, earlier that whatever the model we used, it was unable to solve the problem of long generating queries. The transformer is the new concept, model will help us to generate lot of text. So it is used for speech reinforcement learning. Transformer is a composed of encoder and decoder. So anything you want that two things is needed, encoder and decoder, to convert that. So here attention, when I am talking about there is a research paper also. If you search it, you go to the net. Attention is all you need, is the key of the ChatGPT and transformer technology. So because of that only it was able to generate lot of query. Suppose you want I correlate to what do you mean by attention. So I use that. If you go to that YouTube, if you want to search some movie of Shah Rukh Khan, I want a melody, whatever maybe song of that. So what it will do, that whatever the query you are writing on that YouTube or the search bar, that each and every relevant inside that system, that Google is having a called key. In that key against, it will put what YouTube content you want to deliver it. There is a concept called query, what you are giving in that search bar, and against that query it is mapped that it will intelligently, it will map to which video you want to show. That is called key. Against that key it will maintain that URL and it is displaying that. So transformer network is a neural network. So there is a different network. Chintan, by next, you take it, then I will. So there is a model called RNN, recurrent neural network. I want to, before that, I want to explain that what you mean by reference. Suppose when you are, when you want some output, okay, so you type like, as alien enter our planet and began to. This is the input you give for this RNN model, recurring neural model. It was unable to produce any text because it don't know what to do. That is called short reference window, because it cannot remember anything to proceed further. That is called short reference window. Each and every model, previous model does not have long reference. That's the reason it was unable to generate a long text. ChatGPT is having long reference. Before that, in between, there is another model called GRU and LSTM. It is having little more, reference window. It was able to generate one additional 2-3 text. So when the alien entered into that, it is started generating further 5-7 words. So Chintan, by next. So the transformer architecture, which is used inside that, the ChatGPT, is having unlimited reference window. You understand that what you mean by reference is, it was attention is, it does not have an attention key. That's the reason it was unable to generate that further things. So that's the reason transformer is a self-attention layer, is the one key model which give a weightage to the word again I will give an example, buy bicycle, that give a weightage, the person is trying to buy something that give a higher weightage, what he want to buy, bicycle. So this attention mechanism was able to generate huge text and having a high reference window. So that's the reason it was able to generate high window. So attention mechanism, it you can see that when you are using transformer mechanism model, attention mechanism has an infinite reference window. It can generate anything. So then my next slide will give that so now it is because of the ChatGPT, it is using the text transformer generator. It give continuous text based on that 4 words we gave input as alien entered into that planet. As soon as you put that the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parameters, it generating 1,000 words. So it is because of attention mechanism, and it is a transformer technology which is much more having more reference window. Next, Chintan. So transformer technology is like that. It is having a encoder and decoder. So how are you? It is going to the encoder. It convert, and it decoder will do the I am fine that word. So it's a simple example to explain the transformers decoder. Next. So it is what are the things we learn right now? All the concept I summarized here. It is a language model, first thing. It is a reinforcement learning. Reinforcement, I give an explanation. When it is given text which is correct, you have to say thumbs up, then it will reinforce. When you say that thumbs down, it understands that whatever the content delivered was wrong. So then it will learn it again. So responsive prove, it is like a human, like it response it will give. So it can sometimes it can give occasionally produce a harmful instruction, biased content, because based on the training. So if your answer is incorrect, it provides that feedback by using thumbs up and down. It is a supervised learning. So it is a supervised learning. It is reinforcement learning. It is large language model. That's the things we should understand from this slide. Next. So what do you mean by now we will talk about a large language model. So it is a predictive model trained enormous amount of data already. It is machine learning. Sometimes it is a petabyte scale of data has been trained. So it can take billion number of parameters. That is talking about you can give a paragraph to that. It will give a paragraph is nothing but each and every word is called as a parameter. So I want to give one, recently my daughter write a poem and give it to that ChatGPT, and it asks for what is the theme behind that. She gave I think 10 lines. It gave 100 lines. You are talking about these. Likewise it is giving lot of things. So it's like it give a billion parameters and give a billion byte data also outside. It zero shot and few shot. Sometimes you will get a data within one shot. Otherwise, few shot is nothing but the again and again you have to chat like that. So generating result few prompts. You can get an output in a one prompt or multiple prompt. You will get that. My next. So this is we discussed in the previous slide. Thumbs up and down. Sometimes it can generate a wrong data also. So this is one of the slide I pick it from AI site only, OpenAI. So what they are talking is in the initial stage. This is confidence levels in ChatGPT. So when the confidence level is high, so the ChatGPT is able to answer all my questions. It's quickly generate very elaborated answer, and it is perfect. Finally the chat will behave like a superhuman. So this is what the expectation, correct? So you can see that it is a different stages, 5 stages. It give you can go to the 5th stage. What is talking about is when to use, how to use. It is our responsibility. It may give sometime it is a wrong things also. So by giving a thumbs up and thumbs down, and it will give a classical example when that ChatGPT was rolled out. As I first just try to do that who is the director of my company. It gave a wrong information, some other name, but the person is not a director. So then I put a thumbs down, and next day I tried to put the same query. I got a right answer. So that's what, sometime, in the 1 and 5, where to use, you should know that. So the, sometime, the content what is trained by that ChatGPT in the back end may not be, it's all human builder. We only give the content to ChatGPT, right? Some of the things maybe, human generated only. Thanks. I mean, next in the. So ChatGPT, you can, where are all we can use. It is used mainly for chatbot. So today I evaluated one of the tool which is using chatbot. That is what exactly it is doing. You will surprise. That we are going ahead with the tool also. So we are present in almost 200 clinics we are having across country, India, and out of also. So we don't know what customer is talking about us. We used to, GMP, Google, Glassdoor, so many things. We were unable to consolidate something in a center. There is a tool, it was able to connect to all the things. The beauty of is such tools are already available. Okay, connect to that, and whatever, wherever the Dr. Badra's name is there, we are able to take that, we are able to answer it manually. The beauty of ChatGPT is it take that input and it go into the ChatGPT, and it is saying that what response you should give it to that, and it is responding also. You understand that 10 people work, it is doing, and we used to be a gap of 20 days gap to respond. Now today we in the POC we did it within 5 minutes, 100 response it generate, and we say that okay, this is right answer, please give likewise. Now it is trained, and I am assuming that any response before 24 hours we should be able to respond back. So that second, that use case is our call center replacement. That's our next project with ChatGPT. We are working on that. Auto booking. We didn't need that. Voice based connection is not required. So we in our organization we started using as in extensively manner. So what are the things it can do? ChatGPT is create the chatbots that can converse with users natural language in easy way. It can do the language translation. It can text summarization. As I said that, my daughter has gave 1 page of poem, and it gave that summarize that what you are talking about. It was able to, understand the main point, and it to convert that. It can use for content creation, because now, the content creator, 99% of the content creators are using ChatGPT to generate instead of, writing on their own. It is helping that, content writers and all. Next. So you know that it can write it do a lot of work automate manner. Nowadays it can create a. I came to know that it can create a code. I mean suppose you say that write a code for reconciliation of bank account. So it is able to generate the code also. So that level of ChatGPT capability. So you can do the data. If the data is available, what is the revenue of yesterday? It should be able to give that revenue. Likewise, ChatGPT can be large amount of mainly used for automate the things. It can give a business ideas. I want to start a restaurant in X place. Please give a plan. So it will automatically give that location. Nearby, what are the restaurants are there? What are they doing and all? It's like is resemble that human. Expert. We can expect from that. ChatGPT. Yeah, that last point I said that it can create the direct yeah, that point is already I covered. Okay, so now over to Chintan Bhai to take it that next ahead the technology point of view I explained now. So we can take any question at the end, all about that, inside the technology. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And this is the current status. Most of the people are trying to trick the chat GPT, and they are trying to check the worth, and they are trying to break the model. And there are very few people who wants to use chat GPT to grow their business or their career. So let us see how ChatGPT is being used widely and how we can benefit. Before I begin my session, I would like to make a caveat. ChatGPT was born in November. So please trust ChatGPT as much as you trust a 5-month-old kid. I repeat, please trust ChatGPT as much as you believe a 5-month-old kid. It creates a wow feeling. However, do not take any output as is. Please use your wisdom while you test and try any use cases. How it can help? It can help automate customer service, as Suresh mentioned a couple of minutes ago. Now they are implementing ChatGPT to automate entire function. What it would get, the use case would build increase customer engagement, improve customer satisfaction. What else we want if we get instant help? We are used to be on hold and listen to IVR music for 7, 10, 15 minutes, and still we are not getting a resolution. And instead, if we are asked to wait for a couple of seconds, and if we get a response in text, it would definitely create a wow feeling. ChatGPT, as it says, chat, it is a text model. However, there are new models which are coming up, new integrations which are coming up, which would create video, which would create audio, and create a new experience altogether. With ChatGPT, we can also do increased sales conversion, the lead conversion, because now as we saw that what is stopping our customer from deciding from making a decision to purchase our product or service, what is stopping them? We can analyze and then we can start working on those negative parameters. We can also reduce the customer service cost. Instead of running the entire customer care function for 3 shifts and then investing into salaries, we can just have one server and give equal or better quality service. Enhance accuracy in customer service because the entire interaction experience is automated. It is pretty accurate. It also helps us build improved customer segmentation because the engagement improves. Thus, you can build various segmentation amongst the customer base. It also helps us streamline customer service processes. Apart from this, it is widely used these days to write codes. You can give a prompt, write me a Python code for calculating income tax. Then it would write a code. You can ask, write a code to calculate interest, and it would write a code to calculate simple interest. It is also capable of generating translation. Just give it a text and then ask ChatGPT to translate it in some other language. It can also help you debug the code. If you are having problem in a code, you can use ChatGPT to debug the code. It can recommend you songs, party ideas, etc. as well. You can ask ChatGPT, hey, I am planning a birthday party for my friend who is just turning 15. Can you tell me what should be the interesting activities we should do at the party? Then it will come up with certain ideas. You can play games. These are the games. And this is how you can make it an engaging party. Write a compelling poem or prose. It can also act as a poet on demand. It can write any, write poem on any topic instantly. It can help you prepare law exam. There are various news items we have read. ChatGPT has cleared this exam, that exam. Unfortunately, recently ChatGPT failed in one of the Indian elite exam. It can also help you write school essay or prepare you for a project submission. It will give you recipe for your favorite dish as well. You can write that I would like to eat something and Mexican. Can you help me prepare this? You name the dish and it will share the recipe. If you give lyrics, then it will give you the name of the song. So this is how it is being used by humans as on now. Apart from these interesting use cases, also mentioned that there were certain health reports of a dog which were given to ChatGPT, and ChatGPT generated probability of certain health conditions which were not thought by human doctors. And here is what happened when ChatGPT attempted UPSC exam. Passing the UPSC prelims exam requires not only knowledge but also critical thinking skill, application abilities, and time management skills. Therefore, I cannot give a definite answer on whether I can pass the prelim exam of UPSC or not. Right? So this is where ChatGPT is not answer to it. How smart is ChatGPT? Here is a infographic by Visual Capitalist. We are using this for education purpose. If you look at this, almost 99% accuracy has been attained by ChatGPT 4, while ChatGPT 3.5 is hovering around 63%. Various use cases include evidence-based reading and writing, math, LSAT, biology, statistics, psychology, quantitative analytics, chemistry, physics, writing, calculus, English language literature, and other activities like code forces rating. If you look at this, this is the vast difference between ChatGPT 3.5 and ChatGPT 4. A drastic improvement has been achieved by rollout of ChatGPT 4. ChatGPT actually also endangers multiple jobs. We would cover this as and when we move ahead. There are certain limitations as well. ChatGPT relies on machine learning algorithms which are only good at the data which are trained for. Like ChatGPT gives accurate information or near accurate information for the data before 2021. So it has got a limitation of time scale. Apart from this, it also has got a struggle to understand and respond appropriately inputs that are significantly different from the data it has been trained on. When you try to give it a complex scenario, it is still learning. Let me give you an example. If I ask ChatGPT that based on stock performance of BSE top 50 shares, can you tell me if I have 10,000 rupees to invest, which are the stocks I should invest into? It creates a multiple complex scenario. Top 50 or 100 shares of Bombay Stock Exchange, their performance, their NPS, their profitability, dividend giving capability. There are 1,000 parameters which are considered by ChatGPT. However, as an investor, I may be investing into the dividend, the stocks which are giving more dividend. So this is where there are certain limitations. This is when we caution everyone whom we consult that please do not believe ChatGPT output as is. There is another limitation of ChatGPT, that it is complexity and computational demands. The model is large and requires significant resources to run, which may make it difficult and impractical to use in certain applications or on certain devices. Like if you try to integrate ChatGPT with devices, with machines, then you would need high-speed internet, high-speed compute, etc. Technology components to deliver a greater experience. In the interest of time, I'm just covering Google Bard is another large language model by Google. It is also maturing. Google Bard AI was launched in Feb 2023 and it is maturing. However, ChatGPT remains one of the popular model people follow. What is the difference between ChatGPT and Bard? ChatGPT is available to open to the public. Bard is limited for beta tester. Right now, selective coverage or use cases are available. ChatGPT has got both the options, paid as well as free options. If you go for a paid option for ChatGPT 4, you are charged $20 a month. $20, less than 2,000 rupees, less than 10 rupees a day. Do you have a use case where you would like to use ChatGPT, integrate it and explore and do the pilot at less than 10 rupees a day cost? Bard uses the language model developed by Google in 2021. And that of ChatGPT is a pre-trained transformer. So there is a technology difference. ChatGPT has GPT-2 output detector that detects plagiarism, and Bard does not have that module. So Bard, ignores the plagiarism parameters. ChatGPT will search for text and sources that did exist in up till 2021. Bard on resources can find and fetch more data. So Bard has got the other way advantage that it also has got access to certain data beyond 2021. However, we caution you to exercise your model, the use case requirement as well as expert advice before implementing any of the large language models. And here it is. ChatGPT was introduced last month. By the time we mastered ChatGPT 3, we migrated to ChatGPT 3.5. And by the time we delivered our first talk, ChatGPT 4 was introduced. And now we are also talking about ChatGPT 5. This is at the exponential rate this entire model is growing. I would say not growing, but exploding. And this is the list. We asked ChatGPT, which are the jobs which you can replace? And this is the structured answer we got from ChatGPT. 20 jobs, we asked, please give me a list of 20 jobs. Which are the job titles you think you can replace? And which human trait you can replace? Look at this. The answer, the quality of output. Data entry clerk, you may not need. At this point of time, the technology has matured in such a way that if you have forget ChatGPT 3.3, 3.5 or 4, but the technology, the computer vision has matured in such a way that if you have a print out on a piece of paper and it has got a table which has got certain rows, columns, and data, you can use your mobile to click a picture from your Excel app and it would actually convert the entire printout and prepare it for your review in Excel. So earlier we were thinking and we were entering the data, but now the entire job of half an hour gets converted into 30 seconds time. So this is where these data entry clerks would vanish. Customer service representatives would vanish. Proofreader, you may not need anyone because you can use AI to proofread. Paralegals, who usually do the research and back office activities would vanish, bookkeepers would vanish. This morning, I read an article wherein multiple libraries are going 100% online. They are closing doors for readers and they are going 100% digital. You may not need a translator or a copywriter in future. Market research analyst. Now we feel market research analysis is manual job. You need to go search market, visit, put your feet on the street and then try to meet people and do the market research. But as if the entire activity is getting automated, we like, we dislike, we put many things on social media, and this is where the model is maturing. In next 1,000 days, we may not need a human to conduct market research analyst job. Social media manager. While we are capturing the mood of the people, we are also able to manage social media for people. And this is something, again, going to the next level. We may not need any receptionist, any appointment scheduler. It could be done by AI. Telemarketer. We may not need any telemarketer because when you integrate human sentiments with AI and then integrate it with the telemarketer, you are able to target the right customers. You may not need any assistant. Your assistant can be virtual assistant. How many of you know that your phone is having a virtual assistant? Have you used it yet? You can use it tonight. You can, if you are using a Google phone, you can ask, hey Google, wake me up at 6:30 tomorrow, and it would set an alarm automatically. If you query Google, hey Google, give me top 10 news in Mumbai, it will give you top 10 news. So thus, in future, you may not need any executive assistant as well. Transcriptionist, news reporter. Recently, our Haj Tak has introduced a virtual AI news reporter. You may not need travel agent. The ChatGPT 3.5 is capable of helping you to devise your own travel plan. There is a version which has been integrated and customized. It is called Travel GPT. You can ask Travel GPT, hey, I am visiting Jaipur for 4 days. Can you tell me which are the places which I should visit? And it will give you a plan which you can cover in 4 days. If you ask it, I have only 2 days, it will tell you which are the places you should visit. But this is the way the maturity has been achieved. It also serves as a tutor. You can learn, it will check your homework, it will also help you learn new skills. Technical support analysis would get replaced. Email marketer, we may not need any human to do email marketing, just copying, pasting emails and then sending emails. No, the entire thing is being replaced. Dynamically, the email addresses or the pointers of the user to be targeted would be available, and it would get dynamically be marketed in near future. The content moderation will also be a new job which will be done by AI. And last but not the least, we are using tools to scan resumes, etc. But in future, we may not need those tools as well. This entire thing would get covered by AI. And here at this juncture, I would like to refer to a quote by recently the CEO of TCS, who was recently resigned. During the time of pandemic, he mentioned that around 30% of the coding work would be done by machines by 2025. TCS would be doing around 30% of coding work using machines. So he had foreseen this growth, and this is how he made a statement. Here is a video. So what happens when you integrate ChatGPT with other extension and you integrate a machine with ChatGPT? How you would be able to remember this robo, four-leg robo, which is a Boston Dynamic robo, which was taken over by Hyundai. So this is a Boston Dynamic robo and the use case. Madam Sangeeta Rao, if you can mute yourself, please. Thank you so much. Let us play the video.
That's a great question.
That's a great question. We use ChatGPT to query information, and the user can ask natural questions.
I was just wondering if I could dictate to it to say something specifically. What is your battery level?
Battery level is currently at 53%.
What is the voice coming from?
It's a Google text-to-speech.
We give the JSON to ChatGPT and explain what the structure is and how to read that JSON. Now ChatGPT can answer questions about that JSON. Spot, how many inspections in your next mission?
My next mission involves 20 inspections.
Okay, all right, let's program another.
You're going to say, describe your next mission, right? In the context, it's going to have to be like next mission location.
Correct.
Or something like
Or
that.
last mission. That should be pretty simple to do.
The last mission was Route 66. It lasted 30 minutes and there were 2 thermal anomalies detected.
There's 2 messages. One is a system message and one is from Whisper. I did next mission as a dictionary. That'll probably be better.
Those are Spot stickers. Funny thing is, you ask Spot what's his name, and the answer is, I'm OpenAI. That is just messed up.
Spot, are you standing up? Yes or no?
I love the expressions.
That's what I was looking for, the yes or no thing. The emotions are great, the wiggling.
Yeah.
So these robot commands are based on its internal localization. So it's always going to be a very precise 90-degree or 1 meter walk.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Yeah.
Can you please provide a question or a context for me to answer?
You're crowding my space. Spot, walk backward. There you go. That's how you do it. How many thermal missions in your next reading?
That'll be in your bloopers clip.
So this is the magic we are going to witness in next 1,000 days. Apart from humans, right now we are interacting with ChatGPT in a 2D environment. This experience is convergence of multiple technologies. High-speed internet, Internet of Things, conversational AI, robotics, and thermal sensing. So 5 technologies are delivering one experience, and thus this kind of tech would be used in multiple use cases, which would keep us curious in the time to come.
That's
How do you create an account on ChatGPT? Many of you would have created an account in ChatGPT by now, but here is a guideline. Would you like to have this? Would you like me to copy at least this guideline in the chat section after we complete the session? Type yes if you would like these guidelines. I just wanted to make sure that I am holding your attention. So I'm making you write yes in the chat section. Let's move next. So here's the cartoon. Oh my God, ChatGPT wrote my research paper for me, but named itself as the first author. So what is the impact on education? ChatGPT would enable us to deliver personalized learning experiences. It's available 24/7. So borderless education can be delivered 24/7. Reduce workload. It would reduce workload of educators by answering routine questions. And that would enable educators to focus on complex and challenging aspects of teaching. At times, many educators get bogged down by routine tasks and they complain, ये रूटीन पेपर वर्क ही खत्म नहीं होता है, हम लोग वैल्यू कब ऐड करेंगे? So here is the time when you guys will be able to add value to what you are doing. certain mundane tasks can be taken over by AI. It would help us build improved engagement among students, amongst stakeholders, and along with it would also improve the quality of education we deliver. It also improves accessibility. Students with disabilities would be able to access ChatGPT in multiple use cases. If you are speaking, they will be able to record, play, replay, convert in different languages, etc. Reduce cost. ChatGPT can drastically reduce the cost by providing free and easy accessible learning materials. Scalability. It can be scaled up, scaled down quickly and in line with number of students, number of learners, number of courses. We can scale up, scale down, and can deploy it with new agility. It also helps us build enhanced learning outcomes, wherein we can provide personalized feedback. Right now, we are not capable of delivering the personalized feedback with data references to each of the students. What we give is a generic comment, but providing a specific personalized feedback to each of the students is a mammoth task. Gamification. If you are introducing gamification in education, this is going to be your best companion. Collaboration. ChatGPT facilitates collaboration between learners and helps them work on multiple projects, think new dimensions. Language learning, it can be used to teach foreign languages, build exercises, and help build newer skills. Student support, you can deploy a chatbot to extend student support. The way we have it in customer care, you can build a bot to extend customer support, student support. It can be used, so this is a dilemma. Assessment. ChatGPT can be used for assessment purposes, providing the authors to easily grade and rate students. You can have model answers and then start rating students quickly. It also provides real-time feedback to learners, allowing them to adjust their learning strategies, and then it would help them improve their performance. ChatGPT also reduces certain unproductive work at student end also, and thus it motivates them, encourages them to continue to learn and achieve their goal. It's time saving, provides learning analytics, and it is flexible. We can develop curriculum using ChatGPT. You can write a prompt saying, I would like to build a 40-hour course on robotics. What should be the curriculum? And it will tell you exactly what should be part of your curriculum. Accessibility. We already discussed. I guess I need to update this slide. A student-centric learning. It also empowers learners to take control of their own learning journeys. Students want to, in our NEP 2020 enables students to pursue multiple career paths, and this is where ChatGPT can add value. It also helps us in professional development, like uh, helping educators to be updated with the latest teaching methodologies and knowledge. Apart from this, unlike we do it in business, it helps retain students, multilingual support, analytics, better communication, instant communication, impactful communication, outcome-based communication. It also helps multiple learning pathways, and it would also help you, while it improves the retention rate, it would also help you reduce the dropout rates and improve the marks of the students. However, there is a caution. There are ethical implications. Academic integrity would be a questionable, debatable point. cognitive bias within ChatGPT would remain a debatable point. Privacy issues, nothing is private. As if Suresh said that write an introduction for director of Dr. Batra's group of companies, and it wrote some introduction. This is where probably internet, the current version of internet does not disclose. It gives options, but does not assume and write something about some person. So there is a time lag. If someone wants to do some mischief, if some hacker wants to harm someone, then he needs time to zero down on certain person. With use of these kind of smart AI tools, it would quickly pinpoint certain individual and then write many things about it. Regulation. At present, there are no regulation. If there is any crime and if a complainant files a complaint, then no regulator has got any clarity under which law how that concerned grievances can be processed. Apart from this, ChatGPT can have influence about global geopolitical situation. This is developed by certain country which does not like certain countries, and thus they may have certain cognitive biases around those aspects. At present, ChatGPT is also not available across the world. It has been banned by a couple of countries like Italy. Accessibility. Again, the cost of accessing ChatGPT. There would be two type of people. One type of people who would be using free version, who cannot afford to buy a premium version, and another type of people who are able to buy premium version and using this premium version. Thus, there would be a divide. Commercialization would be a ethical point to discuss because there is no limit. We can converge multiple technologies, and thus it also remains a question. As I narrated, you can integrate conversational AI with IoT, with robotics, with 5G, and then create a new use case. Think of having a drone which is having access to conversational AI. It is having access to high-speed internet. It is having access to computer vision, high-speed cameras, and then a gun has been mounted on the drone. With face detection, it can actually kill someone. And these are the things, the commercialization aspect also remain a challenge and concern as far as these conversational AI models are concerned. So thank you so much. With this, we end our talk for the day and we can get into Q&A. I am stopping the screen share. And
Chintan, I wanted to ask you a few questions on this, if you
sure,
permit me.
go ahead.
I am Professor Gopal from the D.Y. Patil University.
Yes, sir.
Suresh talked about use of ChatGPT for call center wise. Now we use a call center, not exactly a call center, but a mini call center located in our own office for admissions purposes. How does this really help you in that process? I mean, can it, if I give you the database of, let's say, 50,000 names and telephone numbers, can it dial? Can it talk to the person concerned? Can it then tell me, okay, Chintan, I've dialed your number, but you're not picking up the phone, so I will redial you after some time?
Yes.
Yes.
You can connect the data with automated IVR. It is presently available. So the ChatGPT is not needed. You can feed in data to IVR system. It would dial all the numbers and tell you that how many numbers were dialed today, how many were picked up, how many were answered, what was the response of the customer, whether they press 1, 2, 3, 0, whatever, and it can give you an answer. I can discuss this case with you offline.
Yeah, if you could share me a number, that would be great.
I have, yes, sure. I have shared my number. I would put it in the chat section once again. Definitely, that is possible. At present, without use of ChatGPT, it is possible. You can make it happen for
Good.
you.
The second question which I have, I said I have two questions only for this. The second question which I have is a very stupid question. In the ultimate end, you see, because if I look at what happened at NMIMS, where the students misbehaved or they were not proper? Because I mean, could it be because all the even today, for example, students are saying I don't require a teacher. Why? Because everything is available in in Google or whatever virtual mode. Now with ChatGPT coming in, it's going to give you still some more what shall we say. So do you think then you require faculties, can the student go through ChatGPT and learn everything without going anywhere else?
It is not possible. Until humans are there, gurus would exist. Only guru can teach what to query, right? ChatGPT cannot build a zip file and insert into mind of a student and enable him what to search, when to search. It is only the guru who would equip the student and provide that wisdom to decide the next actions. So this is where जब तक समोसा में आलू रहेगा, जब तक सूरज चांद रहेगा, तब तक गुरु भी हमारे साथ रहेगा.
Can we go to the next question, please?
Can I ask a question? This is Professor Sunil Patil.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I have a comment and a question. My comment is, I saw your slide on impact on education, and I saw something like 29 bullets. I think the jury is still out there. I personally don't think that ChatGPT is going to touch or impact so many areas when it comes to education. It's very early stage. We don't know how it's going to shake out. Education system is 100-year-old, and to change those things so drastically with one chatbot, I think the jury is still out there. My question is, assuming ChatGPT and there will be many other tools coming from Google's and Meta's and others, because everyone wants to be in this game. The question is, if these tools are going to impact industry or academics so drastically, let's say 10 years down the road, is there any standardization or certification effort that, yes, this is what it needs to comply to, this is what it can do, this is what it should not do, and then this is acceptable tool in academics, so go ahead and use it. Just like there are regulatory agencies who assess and certify the ranks of the university or schools. If these tools, especially in AI, they need that sort of regulation. Otherwise, it's just a too wild field open for them.
Yes, so definitely your point is valid. There is a great opportunity and great room for someone to take lead and say, I would rate this as 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, and then be a flag bearer in this domain. Right now, there is none. However, as and when traditional agencies who have mastered this art of rating and certifying things, probably they would eventually jump into this, but it is still 1,000 days away. We are still 1,000 days away from having a use case touching our life every day. However, as I mentioned, that early adopters always win. This is the time we should test water and do the litmus test. What is it that you would like to build? How we can implement ChatGPT? What is my competition implementing right now? Do I have a budget to update my technology stack? And am I developing subject matter experts within the organization before it's getting too late? So this is the time to trigger this thought process.
Okay, we'll take one more question, please. Anybody can.
Sir, I have just one question. Mamta Sharma here.
Yes, madam.
Sir, this particular ChatGPT, which is trained on the training data, if we have the contradictory trained data, like we are feeding about some information and some other article is saying something opposite, in that case, ChatGPT's answers will also be contradictory.
No,
And
it can be customized.
Yeah.
Suresh can answer this. So
Okay.
based on your organization knowledge, ChatGPT can pick up data from that knowledge and then provide answers.
So
Suresh,
it will say that, suppose for example, different people are talking about different. I mean, it will say that, Suresh says like, likewise it will give a quote. I know it's all trained data, right?
Yeah.
Whatever we feed based on that, it will generalize and give it to us. Work is to generalize. I said that, you put some poem and it will generalize what is the insight. Okay, it will not tell that, what is contradiction and all. But if it is find that contradiction on that, it will generalize that. It will not give it like, so, yeah.
But yeah, accuracy can be, I think, can be compromised and
Yes.
say
That's
that,
what,
yeah, it can be 80% or
possible.
not.
One of the slide I mentioned that, it is up to us whether, it's all, suppose some content it came, you say that thumbs up, then it will think that, it is right answer, in a machine learning concept. So it understood that it is the right answer, but somebody will say that it is wrong. So
So
likewise,
relearn that. It
yeah,
will
yeah,
relearn then in that case.
yeah.
Okay, because I think we can further do the training also of these kind of models, because I remember the one language model by Google, which was I think Word2Vec and Globe by the Stanford University, which you can download and you can train further on your own data.
Yes.
Then you can say that, yeah, they can answer your answers, answer the things in the way you want to train them.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's API and all now they are releasing in Chatbot 4 that will now over a period of time it will accuracy will be more.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such
Okay.
informative
Thank
session.
you. Then I think because we are already running short of time, so I
One
think
last question,
thanks
Gupta
a lot.
sir. One last
Yeah.
question. This is
Yeah,
Dr.
please go.
Pankaj,
Please
sir,
go. Please
Pro
go.
Vice Chancellor to Global University, Saharanpur, sir. And I have a very kind of curiosity on it. And first of all, let me thank everybody, all the speakers, for running such a decent topic. I have a universal question maybe. This person, suppose 2% or 3% or n number of persons are asking the same question, whether the answer will be the same or the different one.
We are not able to get your voice clearly,
So
sir.
2% will that same question, will I get that same answer, correct? You are asking.
Right, sir. Right, sir.
So you will get the same answer because that model is giving from the central place. So it is trained data and it will give the same answer across how many times you ask for that.
No. My question is that suppose 2% from the different machines, different mobile, they are using different mobile phone, laptop. They are now.
No, we are unable to hear you properly.
Is it?
Yeah.
My question.
If you can adjust your microphone, sir.
Right. Is it audible now?
I
So
think we are
what
not
he's asking is very simple. He says if there are two persons at two different locations asking for the same question, will the answer be the same?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Technically, the answer has to be same. But think of a person using ChatGPT in what you call the US friendly countries and US enemy countries. It may differ, and this is where cognitive bias takes in place, right? Think of a Chinese or Russian using ChatGPT and the answer which would be given to them. And think of a person using in Africa. It may be different. We do not know. We do not have any visibility right now. So thus, it is an ethical question that what is it that we are providing? Like I would narrate my experience. I asked ChatGPT to introduce itself this evening. Just before I logged on to this bridge, I asked, and then again, it gave me option to regenerate. Then I was able to regenerate the definition. And I picked up the definition at the third instance. So look at this. It is having multiple options. What sort of definition or what sort of output is being displayed to each individual may not be the same. So it cannot be concluded right away that everyone would get the same answer. The answer what I got and the answer you may get may be different.
Okay, Chintan and Suresh, I think we had an exciting session. Within the limited time, a lot of I was perplexed actually. I'm puzzled. I'll come back to you at a personal level to get some more insight into the whole thing. But I think it opened a new Vista. And it was an eye opener for many of the educators over here. So thank you very much, Chintan. Thank you very much, Suresh, for doing a wonderful job within the limited period of time. We are really grateful to both of you. Thanks a lot.
Thank
And
you
all
so
the
much, sir.
delegates, extremely thankful to all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so
sir.
much. Bye bye.
Thank you, Chintan. Thank you,
Thank you,
Suresh.
sir.
God bless all
Bye.
of you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.